I'm going to start out by trying to show how not to do it. I'm going to show you a common problem I see when people are first learning wheelies. They tend to want to pull straight up on the handlebars, which actually ends up bringing their body forward and down, which limits the wheelie and puts you in a worse position for when you need to go up an obstacle. Sometimes they will also just use their upper body and the throttle to bring the front end up, which limits your traction. While that does get the front tire in the air, that's going to limit your traction, your precision, and your body position when you want to learn the more advanced techniques. So instead, what you want to do is drop your body down into the bike. You can start with your normal riding position, but then you want to bend your knees and elbows to drop the weight of your body down into the bike to compress the suspension. And then you can also stop into the foot pegs when you do this and push down into the handlebars to get it to compress that extra little bit more. Then when it's ready to rebound, that's when you get on the throttle and you pull your grips towards your hips. You don't want to pull them straight up, you want to pull them back. So maybe grips to your hips will help you remember that. And while you do that, you also want to straighten your legs and keep pressure on the foot pegs to keep traction on the rear tire. You can start pretty small, just bringing the front tire up a little bit at a time. You don't want to get too crazy, you just want to get comfortable with the timing. Drop down, get on the gas, pull back, straighten your legs, and hopefully you'll be wheeling in no time. You shouldn't be too worried about the clutch at first, just try to get the timing down with the throttle, but it's important to have a finger on the clutch and have your foot close enough to the rear brake, just in case you come up a little bit too high and start to loop out. You can pull the clutch in, get on the rear brake, and bring that front tire back down. The next step is to bring the clutch into it. This just adds a little bit more control and sometimes a little bit more traction. So the technique is the same, you just let the clutch out when you get on the throttle. A good thing to practice is using the rear brake to bring the front tire down, and timing with the clutch. You want to get the clutch in just before you get on the rear brake, so you can start to just pull the wheelie, clutch in, brake on to bring it down. Another good thing to practice when you get a little bit more comfortable is trying to wheelie from a dead stop and then trying to stop as soon as you can after you land. This could help when you're trying to learn how to hop. Like most things, you should try to get comfortable in each gear, first through third at least for sections, to see how different they really are, because first gear comes up pretty quick, but second gear might take you a little bit further or give you a little bit more traction. And then third gear, well, that can take you as far as you want to go. If you need to carry the front wheel a little bit further, it's important to get your body back a little bit further. If you're way up front, over the front end of the bike, it's going to be really hard to keep the front end up in the air. It's going to want to come down pretty quick. So do the same technique, straighten your arms a little bit more, keep your body back, pull the front tire up. You typically don't have to hold the wheelie in the air for more than a few feet in a section, so I'm not going to get into riding wheelies in this video, but hopefully that gives you a good base for all the rest of the techniques when you're ready. And it's something you can practice just about anywhere, so go get wheeling.